wonderful people out there in YouTube land. This is Texas Special. Welcome to the Texas Special YouTube channel. For this month's O-Scale product review, we have these two scale Lionel PS2, I believe they're CD4427s or something to that effect. These are cars in the real world that were used from the 1970s all the way up until today. They're still in use. I see these at work all the time, have them on my trains all the time. Not the best cars to ride from a conductor standpoint, but better than a gondola or an auto rack or a box. So, that being said, let's get off into this review. These cars, as I said, are both Lionel cars. This one was built, says stamped for built by Lionel 2009. The red Katy car was built by Lionel in 2003. And this oxide red, a lot of people call it brown, but oxide red BNSF car was built by Lionel in 2006. So, as you can tell, these ain't modern releases. They are on the newer end of the stuff that you've seen on the channel. Sorry about that, doing what I can with what I got. But they're definitely not MPC era like a lot of the stuff you see on here. These cars are loaded down with fine detailing and separately applied detailing, and we're going to focus in a little better on that Katy car since it's a lighter color, so the details should kind of pop a little bit better versus this oxide brown car. Red, oxide red. Alright, so focusing in here on the side of the A end of the car, you see you have these grab irons here, separately applied. You've got this stirrup step. This car does feature rotating journal bearings. I'm not sure how well you can see that, but they do rotate. That blue paint on the journal bearing caps is not factory applied. That was applied by the owner of these cars, who was generous enough to loan me these for this product review. All of the lettering, as you can see, this car is lettered for BKTY number 1132. All of the weight and load capacity information is 100% correct. This car was built brand new in March 1970, also correct. The warning labels and everything on the side of the car are all legible, and we will check out the B end of the car, well, the side profile anyway, of the B end of the car. So here you have a very nicely done Missouri, Kansas, Texas Herald, or Katy. Again, more general car information, 100% correct from what I can find. Very, very nicely done grab irons, separately applied. Now, this corner of the car is identical to the corner of the car on the opposite side, opposite end. So, let me zoom out. So the way these cars are, both the prototypes and this very well done model here, this corner of the car here is the same as this back corner of the car over here. This corner of the car is the same as that corner of the car. The only difference between any particular end or side on the car is the A and the B ends of the car, where you have the brake apparatus and air brake valves and handbrake detailing over here on the B end. And of course the A end, there's nothing going on there because that's the A end of the car. Now this BNSF car and this Katy car are pretty much identical with the exception of obviously the paint job and the road names and road numbers. Other than that, they're the same car. They have the same features. You can see this very, very nicely done, separately applied walkway up top on the roof of the car, as well as this large hatch cover on the top of the car. And you can even see some separately applied detailing of what looks to be an operating hatch latch. This is not an operating hatch latch, y'all. Don't try and operate this. It don't work. At least it's not working for me. I don't know if there's a little trick in there to get it to open. Feel free to drop it in the comments. Otherwise, as far as I've been able to deduce, this is a non-operating but very realistic and very, very effectively executed separately applied detail. There are 3 of these along the roof of the car on this side of the hatch. I've got a separately applied grab iron right here, and I will turn the camera so you can get a glimpse all the way down. There's the other end of the car. Very nicely done, and you can see that separately applied handbrake poking out from underneath the catwalk over there. All right, here we have the boring A end of the car. Now, if viewed from up top, there is what appears to be an air hose, an air brake line right in here. I'm not going to zoom in on it. Trust me, it's there. It's a separately applied wire detail item. Looks cool. Kind of breaks up the blandness and the monotony of the A end of the freight car, but other than that, you can just see this blank bulkhead right here. You have some more separately applied hand grab irons, some bracing, and you have the operating magnetic knuckle coupler. This car can be operated, there's a plate underneath here that will operate with a magnetic uncoupling track section, or there is a small tab right here on the side of the coupler. You push it towards the car body and it opens up manually if you want to open the knuckle of the coupler manually. And here we have the B end of the hopper car. As I said, this car and the BNSF car are identical. Only difference is one was built in 03, one was built in 06. You have very, very, very nicely executed handbrake detailing here to include a little chain, and that is actually a little metal chain, y'all. You got the brake handbrake perch here. You've got the rod detailing down to the handbrake, to the piston cylinder, or the air brake piston down here. You have this air line right here up top to aid in the unloading process of the car and on the real thing. You've got this very nicely done service and emergency air reservoir detailing, and of course all the associated pipe and air lines running to it, and nestled there between these 2 braces all the way in the back against the bulkhead. I don't know if you can see it or not, but that's the triple valve, which on the prototype actually operates, it regulates the airflow in the air pressure in the train line, which is what causes the brakes to either release, set up, or go into an emergency application. And just for giggly purposes, I'm fighting with my camera trying to get a good close-up of all the air brake details on the B end of this car. I hope y'all can see that fairly well. and that's about as good as it's going to get, y'all. I'm not going to waste time with showing the undersides of these cars because there's not a whole lot of detail going on. You can, from the side shots of the cars, you could literally see more detail than what's going on actually up underneath the cars. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw them on a train that I've gotten partially made up there on main track number 3, and we're going to send these guys for a spin around the track. These cars are good for 036. I don't have the boxes or any literature on me, but I'd be willing to bet they can handle 031 as well. I doubt they would look good on 031, and I'm seriously questioning how good they'll look operating on 036, but I have other trains made up for other videos, and I don't really want to jack with stuff too much.
Here, 3-step applied, prepped for departure. Air test complete, ready to pull.